¿Qué?
La revolución has been delayed. Eso es lo que escribió alguien ahí. Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back to another very, very happy hump day. Well, it's always a very happy hump day for the most part, especially if you're getting humped. Anyways, or humping. Doesn't matter. All right, let's move on from the humping and moving on to the more important matters of the day, which is today is June 17th, and what is June 17th? It's my wife's birthday. Yeah, I know. Outside of me and her, we really don't care. But anyways, it's her birthday today. So just wanted to throw that out there. And also today, what is today? Today is a very special day. Today the channel just got to 3,000 subscribers. How about them apples, huh? So we're at 3,001 subscribers as of right now. So I just wanted to put that out there as well. I want to give a shout out to all of you guys out there that have been with me throughout this whole time. Even in recent weeks, where I've lost a few videos and subscribers and all that stuff. By the way, before I get too deep, check if you're subscribed. I think a lot of you guys that are watching me at this moment right now are still subscribed, as you got your notification and all that good stuff. But for anyone else that's watching this later or listening into the podcast or what have you, please, check if you're still subscribed. I keep hearing from a bunch of people that you are getting unsubscribed, not just from this channel, but from my other travel channel. Anyways, but besides that, it's not a big deal. You know what I mean? We're going to be talking about crypto today. We're going to be talking about money. We're going to be talking about the debt. We're going to be talking about silver. We're going to be talking about how to get yourself ready for what's coming. Because look, guys, we're in the middle of it. Who knows if this is a civil war, a revolution, World War III, another Cold War, whatever it is. It doesn't really matter. Okay. In the grand scheme of things, if you are prepared and you have all your shit together, for lack of a better description, then you're going to be totally fine. All right? Simple as that. Right now, we all got to weather the storm in one shape or another. And that's what we're going to be talking about today here. You know what I mean? How to weather that storm. What does this all mean? How we're going to move forward from this and all that good stuff. But, before we go, too deep into that, again, I want to just give a quick shout out to anyone out there, that hasn't already checked out my website. Please go to my website, josearteaga.com, where you can find everything. All right, you can find all the videos that I have uploaded. Okay, you can find the services that I provide for you guys. There's a lot of you guys are always reaching out to me. How I can help you guys. Whether it's with Bitcoin, whether it's consulting services, whether it's helping you guys move out here to where I live, so on and so forth. Please inquire within. Also, again, I got a full list of all the places you can find me, because. And not just me, but my videos. Because here, we're going to just take a look real quick at, BitChute, for example. Okay, so these two videos right here, okay, this one right here, attacked in public by a male Karen, and then this other video right here, did the police cure the coronavirus? Those two videos were literally blocked and taken off of YouTube. So if you still want to watch them, you got to subscribe to either BitChute or Library. Okay, as you guys can see here. If you go to library.com, actually library.tv, whatever, click the link that I have provided for you guys there, not just in my website, but at the bottom description of every video, and it'll take you directly to my page, but also it'll take you it's like one of those codes where you can get like extra tokens and extra goodies, just for joining. Because again, for example, why is it so awesome? Every time I upload a video, it gets automatically uploaded to Library. And so even if they block it, as you guys can see, even after they blocked it, you can still watch it here. Okay, I'm not going to play it. Let's go back. Hold on. Sorry, I don't want to get in trouble. Exit. Okay, sorry. Hold on. Okay. So, but you can watch them here, all right? And they're always going to be here, and you get to earn cryptocurrency that is already gaining in value each and every day by just watching videos and watching all kinds of other content that is deemed unsuitable for YouTube and other other platforms out there. So please, I would encourage you guys to check me out on Library, check me out on BitChute, check out the podcast. We recorded another podcast last night. We're going to record another podcast tomorrow, every Tuesday and Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern, give or take. You know what I mean? Usually give a little late. We record our podcast and we go for over an hour, and then I upload it the next day. Okay, so on Wednesday and Friday you can hear the uploaded version of that. Okay, so also join the Discord group. Okay, what is a Discord group? It's this right here. Where we can all just hang out, chat. All right, talk about all kinds of stuff. Look, we reached 100 subscribers on the Boomer and the Zoomer, the podcast that I record on Tuesday and Thursday nights. Please check that out. And again, we got all kinds of awesome content. I'm spreading myself all over the place. And again, basically because I don't know how much longer they're going to let me do this. I got a feeling I'm going to be here for a while, you know what I mean? They're not going to be kicking me off of YouTube anytime soon. But you never know. You always got to get prepared and ready. And on top of that, by checking out my other, my other platforms, where I'm at on the other platforms, you get to see other content you're not going to see anywhere else. So, for example, if you're on my Instagram or my Twitter, there's just certain content that I put on Instagram and I put on Twitter that I'm just not going to put anywhere else. So, check that out there. Same as the podcast. It's only audio only. Same as some videos for BitChute and Library. You're only going to find them there, and so on and so forth. I also got my other channel, my other YouTube channel, for a lot of you guys that like a lot of the Mexico content, a lot of the travel content, all that content. Check out that channel. It's been a little lacking because of the whole quarantine situation, but guess what, guys? I'm going to be up and running real soon. Seems like things are opening up again, and I'm going to start, hitting the road again and start, recording a bunch of things for you guys to, update you guys even further and show you guys what's open and what's not open and where we're at over here. Because that seems to be the topic of the day. So, all right. With that said, let's get with the show. Let's get this started, baby. Yeah, let's get a little Mega Man action going on as always. That's right. Best techno music on the internet. I wonder what this is, retro techno, or I don't know what the hell this would be called. This is just MIDI music. Anyways, all right, guys. So what is it? Okay, so. Let's start with the debt today. All right. First of all, before we get too deep into this, let me give a shout out to everyone in the chat. Okay. I see there's a bunch of people in the chat. Let me double check. I gotta check through here because I can't see what's going on over there. I'm all over the place. But anyways, I just want to play a little music while we do a little. All right. So we're going to give a shout out to Lucifer. He was the first one here. In fact, Lucifer was here since last night. All right. Literally, he was on the Boomer and the Zoomer. He never left. He was just hanging out, waiting for me to go live again. So shout out to him. All right. Shout out to Luke. Shout out to Pedro. What's up, brother? What's up, comrades? Alemao. What's up, brother? The revolution was delayed. Yes, 5 minutes late. Ashtray Rap. How's it going? You got the notification. We got quality time there. Yeah, we're gonna talk about who lends all that money. We're gonna talk about who do we owe this money to. You're gonna be surprised. Oh, Lucy says happy birthday, Christian. Yay. Yay. What's up, Jaden? What's up, Hanson? Hanson is the guy that I do the Boomer and the Zoomer with. He's the Zoomer. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? I love the Dollar Vigilante, but it's like the only place you can really watch him now is on these alternate platforms because again, 20 minutes after he uploaded the video, it was already taken down. So, yeah. At this point, if you're not being censored, are you even doing anything? It's like, for reals, if your videos are not being censored, that's the way I look at it. If you are not being censored on a regular basis, then you're not really providing any information that's worth anything. All right, you're helping the agenda. You know what I mean? Now, if you are getting censored, like I'm a shit channel. I only got 3,000 subscribers. That's a lot of people. By the way, that's a lot of people for me. The fact that there's 3,000 people that want to listen to me, that's crazy. But the point is that I'm a small channel. I'm small potatoes when it comes to other whatever. But I get my videos blocked all the time about exactly what I say and what you know what I mean? Certain things that I talk about. If I talk too much about, don't wear the mask and you know what I mean? Don't do the vaccine thing and Bill Gates is a piece of crap. That's it. Video gone. You know what I mean? So it's just certain things like that. But if you're talking about certain talking points on the left or the right, and you're talking about if you're on a team, you know what I mean? Instead of like me, I'm not on a team. I'm non-affiliated. I'm a free agent, all right? I'm here to, just fucking wake everybody up on every side, all right? But the point is if you're on any team, it doesn't matter what team you are on. There are more than 2 teams, all right? But let's just stick with the 2 teams that we know of. The conservatives and the lefties, the Democrats, the Republicans, and that all differs, depending on the country you're in and all that shit. But left and right, okay? Conservative, lefty. But unless you fall into those 2 groups or the other, outlying groups, and then you're only spitting a certain gospel every day, they're not censoring that shit because, you're falling into Group A or Group B or Group AB or Group AA or Group C, to the third power. Why? And if you're in these subgroups, they can control the propaganda that they throw at you. They control exactly what they're shooting at you. They control exactly how you think and all that shit. But if you're a free thinker like me and like you guys and you don't really fit the mold and you don't fit in any group, oh man, we're the ones that are dangerous, because we're the ones that are, constantly questioning, everything, constantly demanding answers, not of being affiliated with anyone except ourselves, and so on and so forth. And so, we're the dangerous ones out here, and we're the ones that get censored, just like the dollar vigilante, because, he's non-affiliated as well, you know what I mean? He is, just kind of doing his own thing, and, kind of like I'm doing my own thing, and we're just, just moving forward and all that stuff. So, yeah, so anyways, where were we at? Yeah, sorry. The wife's, getting some phone calls, for her birthday and stuff. Sorry, I apologize for the noise in the background. Okay. Shout out to Christian for her birthday, all right? Let's all hold on, we gotta... All right, let's just, okay, so anyway, shout out to Astra, shout out to Jaded, shout out to Pedro. Oh, Dollar Vigilante talks the truth, bro. That's why. Shout out to Carme Smith. Shout out to everybody. Yeah, I love Jeff Furwick, bro. He's a good guy. In his own world universe, you know what I mean? Everybody is we all got our, whatchamacallit? We all got our good and bad. Anyone out here trying to be, 100% good, I do everything good, and like, I'm, what is it? What's that word called again? Virtual signaling people. Listen, man, you know what I mean? Like, no way, you know what I mean? Like, no one is inherently 1,000% good. Not even the Pope, not even, the most religious guy in the world. It doesn't matter who it is. In fact, the more holy that they are, no matter, what it is that they are spitting out, the more worry I am. The more I'm like, looking at them like, what the fuck is up with them? Anyways. Christian is not 21, by the way. Christian has turned 30 years old today, okay? I am 38 years old, and she is 30 years old, okay? So that, in case anyone's asking about her age and the age gap and all that crazy shit. So, it's, 8 years is not a fucking thing. That's not really a big, plenty of 21-year-old, 22-year-old girls out there date 30-year-old guys, all right? And we know that. So, it's not a big gap there. In fact, I think it's a kind of a perfect gap, at least for us, It works. I try to date many girls and many people my age, or never worked anyone older, so, anyone younger, so, but she is perfect, she's super crazy mature, super awesome. She's, she's an artist, everything about her, you know what I mean? Like, I love, so I'm very happy together. In fact, we got married, and, I don't know if you know about that, but yeah, man. Morning, Dale. Morning, everybody. So, all right, guys, let's get to it. Today we're going to be talking about the debt. All right, so, on the thumbnail here, I got to show you guys the thumbnail again real quick. But so in the thumbnail that I uploaded that thumbnail Monday night. Okay, Monday night is when I made that thumbnail and uploaded it. And as you guys can see from the thumbnail, we were at 26 million. Okay, 26 trillion. Sorry. 26 trillion. okay, on the national debt. All right, as of today, as of this morning, so we already added. I don't know what the math is there, but almost $80 trillion. Okay, in just like another 30 hours, I want to say 36 hours. We added another $80 trillion. So, the national debt is increasingly getting out of control. All right, and we're now literally right about to hit hyperinflation. The reason we haven't hit massive hyperinflation already, by the way, but I'm going to explain hyperinflation and a lot of these things. And, the reason I'm going to be talking about this today is because I was listening to a podcast called Brilliant Idiots. Brilliant Idiots. It's Charlemagne the God and Andrew Schultz, okay? And, I love Andrew Schultz. He's a comedian. He's super smart, super fucking hilarious. Great guy. He was on Joe Rogan recently, a couple days ago, I think, or a week ago. I sincerely encourage you guys to check him out. He's really funny. But the point I'm making that, he does another podcast with Charlemagne the God. And, I don't want to get too deep into whatever. It is what it is. I like to listen to every perspective so I can have a more, intelligent view, a more wisdomous view, a more, well-rounded view of everything that I talk about. So, with that being said, Andrew Schultz was basically explaining, oh yeah, we're going to hit hyperinflation and it's going to look like this and this is going to happen. And then Charlemagne the God, which kind of represents a good majority of the people out there, your average Joe, he's like, oh no, there's no way. There's no way we're going to hit hyperinflation. We're going to be able to control it, and we're going to be able to just not worry about it because hyperinflation, we can just, print more money and, we put that under control and then we can just pay down the debt and this and that. And Andrew Schultz is looking at him like, what the fuck are you talking about? The more you print, the faster we go into hyperinflation. And Charlemagne the God, the guy, in case you don't know who he is, he's just a regular guy. And by the way, I know that's a horrible fucking name, but I don't really know his name. I'm just going to call him Charlemagne, right? But this fucking guy, he was just, representing the average Joe, and he just could not wrap his head around, what hyperinflation is and how it could take place and how prices could just skyrocket overnight and all these things and what does it mean and what do these things mean and all that stuff. And so that made me start to think like, wait a minute. I think there's just a lot of people out there that really, they might say or they might think that they understand these things, but they really don't. They just really don't. And so, for example, let's just get down to the national debt, okay? Let's just answer that right off the bat. I know, it's a few minutes in already, but, that's kind of like the title of today's episode, meaning, who do we owe this to? Because, again, it doesn't make sense, right? It really doesn't make sense. The fact that there's $26.1 trillion out there of debt, okay? Of pure 100% debt, unadulterated, organic debt that we owe an entity, that we owe somebody. And who is we? Like, who specifically? And again, who do we owe it to? That's the most important thing. Who do we owe this fucking money to? And you're always going to start hearing, again, from a lot of uneducated people out there. And again, it's not their fault. It's just the way that the way that things are, the way that the system works, the way propaganda works, the way a lot of these things work, that they just try to keep people as in the dark as humanly possible so that people don't understand, what's really going on. Because as Henry Ford once said, if people understood exactly how the monetary system works, they would be on the streets in an hour. They would be in the streets right now, rioting over that and nothing else, all right? But nobody fucking understands the system. And that's why the system keeps, fucking with them. So you're always going to, so right now, right off the bat, you're going to be hearing the fact that, we owe this money to the Chinese. We owe this money to, all these countries. We owe these money to all these entities, all these corporations, but basically it's like, the Chinese or other governments, you can hear smart people out there saying, like, oh yeah, we owe it in bonds, government bonds. We owe it, again, in debt, that we accrued, that we acquired when other countries lent us money, whatever. All this, mumbo jumbo. But the reality is, it's really, really simple. Really simple. Who we owe this money to is basically the banks. That's right, guys. All right, the fucking central banks. All right, it's just a small group of people, okay, that run the whole fucking world. Banks, central banks. That's it. I mean, again, it's like you're like, no, Jose, come on, man. That doesn't make any sense. How is it that we just owe it to a bunch of bankers? How the fuck is it that the United States of America, that every country around the world that has all this debt, how is it that they just owe this money to banks? That doesn't even make any sense, bro. But no, but the reality is that that's exactly what the fuck is going on. We owe this money to banks, to private entities. What the fuck, right? You're thinking to yourself, well, wait a minute. What do you mean that we owe? What do you mean that the country, the greatest country in the world, the United States of America, owes money to private banks, to private, But we do. We actually do. In fact, how does this whole fucking thing work? Listen, man. We got these Rothschild-owned banks. And by the way, there's other owners to these banks, you know what I mean, out there. Anyone in the chat, you can be more than happy to fucking toss it in there. But anyways, these bankers, okay, they came about, again, I'm not going to go through the whole fucking history of central banking here. But the point is that, and by the way, this is the reason I make this show, these shows, is to just get your juices flowing, to get you guys thinking, to get you guys, like going, what the fuck is going on? And then you guys do your own research, okay? Remember, it's just me with the fucking horse, all right? Don't be fucking listening to me and taking all my shit verbatim. No, you guys have to do your own work and your own research and go out there and find it, all right? I'm just here leading you to water. You got to drink that shit, all right? I'm not going to force you to do nothing, all right? But when it comes down to, what I was saying about the central banks, okay? And the whole situation with like the central banks and how we owe this money to banks. Look, guys, how it works is like this, okay? The bank, okay? A bank, you know what? I need to go full screen for this one real quick. All right, there we go. So this is how it works, okay? A bank, we're just going to use this calculator as a bank, okay? The bank prints money out of thin air. They print money. All right, now usually it's printed and the money you get is, things like this, okay? This is the kind of money that you might get, okay? So they have a printer, okay? They have a printer and they print money like this, okay? The bank prints money like this. And nowadays they print it digitally. So what they do is they just, they put numbers on the thing. You see, like that, okay? That's how they print the money, all right, digitally. And they just add it to the account. Now, how it works is that once they print that money, once they print this money, they lend it to the government. They lend it to the government. So, right off the bat, this $200 that the bank just printed and lended to the government, whatever government that might be, they owe money on this money. They owe this money already. So as soon as a government, as soon as the Federal Reserve Bank, okay, the Federal Reserve, which is a private entity, the Federal Reserve of the United States of America is not a government entity. The Federal Reserve of the United States of America is a private entity. That private entity prints money out of thin air. They lend it, okay, to the U.S. government. So when they lend this to the U.S. government, the U.S. government now owes this much, okay? This is 10 pesos. This is 200, okay? So for every 200, this is just a rough estimation. For every 200 pesos they print and give to the U.S. government, now the U.S. government owes the bank 210 pesos. So the point is that for all the money that the U.S. government prints, they owe this money. So whenever they gotta pay back that debt, to the creditor, which is the bank, they owe 210 pesos. But the thing is that the only way that the only way that the government can get money is by getting it from the bank. They can't, the United States government, nobody can create money out of thin air, only the bank. So therefore, every single dollar that is in existence, forget that, let's just go with a US dollar here. For every US dollar that is in existence, they owe a little bit more to it. So it's impossible for you to pay back the debt. It's impossible for you to pay back the debt because every dollar that is created automatically has debt attached to it So that money is circulating, between you, me, the taxes, the everything, all the economy. And so eventually that money has to be paid back to the Federal Reserve. But no, by the time it comes back, it doesn't come back as more. It comes back as less. And so, you know what I mean? They never get to pay down the debt. It's impossible to pay down the debt. That's why we are all debt slaves. Because at the end of the day, how the U.S. government and every government around the world, how they end up having to pay back the debt, because they got to pay back, remember, $1 and some change to the bank. How they end up doing that is what they do is that they tax you, okay? And those taxes, and by the way, there's so many taxes, okay? I'm not just talking about income tax. I'm not just talking about sales tax, when you buy something. I'm not just talking about all the other, I'm not talking about the regular taxes, and every tax that every tax. I'm not just talking about those taxes. I'm talking about the other taxes that you don't see, okay? So much money that, let's say that you want to put up a business. Oh, you got to pay for a license. You got to pay a fee. You got to pay this. Okay, all of that money is collected. And again, that is what is used in order to help pay back that debt. And then they never get to pay back enough of it, because again, all the money that they collect are the same dollars that they already printed and gave out to you. So no matter how much they collect, you know what I mean? That money is never going to be more. Remember, this is how much they can collect. Let's just say the tops they can collect is a full $1. Remember, they owe $1 in this much. So how are they going to? So they're always indebted. We're always going to be indebted no matter what. That's fucking crazy, right? So that is a system that we're in right now. And so no matter what happens, as we go deeper and deeper and deeper into debt, then they got to extract that value. They got to extract that money. They got to extract that, all that from you. From you. No one else. So, in a sense, who do we owe that money to? Let's go back to the screen here. Who do we owe this money to? We owe this money to the central banks. But the reality is that we owe this money to ourselves. So right now, as an American, now we're only talking as a U.S. citizen. Any U.S. citizen or anyone out there that only uses the dollar bill, okay, you have a very, very lucky run at it, okay? Meaning that you get to accrue as much debt as you can. As you know, as a typical American, most Americans have how much debt? Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt, okay? And people are like, well, how can the American accrue debt, so much debt? Again, because let's say that you are $250,000 in debt. You have two options. You go to bankruptcy, restructure your debt, and accrue more debt, or you take out more loans and accrue more debt. And you just keep building on that debt and building and building and building and building. And you're asking, well, wait a minute. How can an American do that and no other citizen of the world can do that? It's because the other citizens of the world, everybody else, all the other poor people around the world, everybody else around the world has to pay for the debt that we as Americans accrue. You follow me? So let's say that you, Johnny, Mary, whatever, Pepe, Lambo, you owe $250,000 in debt. Well, the reality is that money, that you're not paying that debt. Somebody else across the world earning $1 a day is paying that motherfucking debt. And how is he paying that debt? By only getting paid $1 a day. If he wasn't paying that fucking debt, then he would be probably getting paid, what you get paid or more. You follow? So now you see how this whole system is beyond corrupt, beyond sick, beyond insane. And it's only a matter of time before this system collapses. Now, throughout the history of fucking time, ever since that we've had this system, it's been here for a very long time, since Roman times. Ever since we've had this system, what happens is that the system eventually crashes down, and then it gets repopulated somewhere else. We have a brand new world reserve currency, a brand new empire that lasts for a certain amount of years. Then that empire falls, that currency falls, a new empire emerges, and it's a rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. So right now, people are asking, well, who is the next empire? Where have the Rothschild banks, where have the central banks moved to? They moved to China. They've been there and they've been building and been waiting in China for a very long time. So as soon as the dollar falls, they're moving over there. And it's going to be that. That's going to be the world reserve currency, okay? Now, can things change? Can we, the people, change things? Yeah, we can. You know, now with the invention of things like Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, all of a sudden now, you know, we have a technology, we have the ability in order to fight this off. You know, and again, we have, you know, the oldest version of a decentralized currency that is run by the people is gold and silver. So this is the original one. You know, gold and silver are the original currencies. You know, money. This is the original money. All right. And now in this new digital world that we're moving into, we need a new money. And we can't use these pieces of paper anymore. We can't use the digital version of these pieces of paper anymore because we already know what they're doing to us and what they're going to continue doing to us. So that's where things like Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies have come into play. They're here to replace that paradigm. They're here to again, Bitcoin and cryptocurrency are the equivalent of what Uber, what Airbnb, you know, what Facebook, what Twitter, what a lot of these platforms have done to what the internet has done to the rest of the world. Okay? And in order for us to move into this awesome new paradigm world that we all want to like live in, you know, we gotta understand, you know, what these things are. We gotta understand, you know, where these dollars come from. We gotta understand, you know, who controls these dollars. We have to understand, you know, why we are debt slaves. We have to understand why, you know, you see on the dollar, on the back of the dollar bill, you see all kinds of fucking symbols that are no bueno, and so on and so forth. You know, what is all this about? What's going on here? You know, right here, you know, where I'm trying to look at the things on the dollar here. Yeah, because I don't even look at these fucking debt notes anymore. But anyways, whatever. You know, but the point is that real money, you know, real money is things like this, you know what I mean? Like real silver. You know, these things can be printed out of thin air. They're printed by okay, so you know what? Where do you know what's going on, okay? These things, these dollars are being printed out of thin air. They're paper, they're digital, numbers on a screen, and they are run by a private entity that is telling the United States government and every other government around the world how to run itself. So right now, there's a lot of people out there that keep saying and keep talking about the fact that like, oh yes, you know, now, you know, Trump is finally taking over the Fed. You know, the Fed is now part of the government. You know, now here, you know, we're going to win and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, bro, how insane do you got to fucking be to believe that narrative? How brainwashed do you got to be? How, not even brainwashed, man. What's the word I'm looking for, man? Like, how much in denial? How much in denial do you have to be to still fucking believe that stupid fucking narrative? Look, man, again, we already discussed. The Federal Reserve is a private entity, okay? And what happened a couple months ago or a month ago when the Federal Reserve took over the Treasury? Again, guys, let me repeat this. The private entity that is the central bank that is printing the money and accruing all of this debt, because by the way, this all that money is the money that we owe the bank. Okay, so the same bank that is printing money out of thin air and making us owe this money to them has now taken over our treasury. How is that a good thing? Again, the money makers, the money lenders, the debt creators, the slave makers have taken over the United States Treasury, which is a government entity. Well, I mean, I don't know what the fuck is going on anymore. I don't think anyone does. If anyone, I mean, outside of the fact that they have now taken over the government. They have constructed a soft coup of the United States government. The banks now run the government. That's it. I mean, the banks already ran the government, okay, through lobbyists and through, you know, so many fucking things, okay? We already know whatever. But the point is that they've already ran the government, but now they really run the government. And the fact is that we know that the Federal Reserve is the bank of all central banks in the sense, and the United States is the ultimate power around the world. So now the bank has the army, the United States Army, to defend them. Yeah, that's what's going on, guys. That's what's going on. So now we are even more enslaved to the Federal Reserve Bank. We are now more enslaved to the central bank. That's why you're seeing a lot of the things that are happening right now around the United States and around the world, where you're seeing everything descend into chaos. And they want it to descend into chaos, so that everybody is worried about not getting shot, not getting killed. Everybody's worried about surviving, how to feed themselves. Everybody's worried about everything except what I'm talking to you about right now. Everybody is worried about, basically, again, survival, and not worried about how they're, being attacked. How the central banks and how these entities around the world are attacking the people of the world. Right now, war is being waged on the people of the world by these central banks, by the same people that think that they are working for a government that is here to protect the same people. It's crazy. It's fucking nuts. For real, the fact that we are here right now and we haven't even started anything yet. Wow. You know what I mean? It's gonna get crazy, man. You guys think this is crazy? We haven't seen anything yet. And so, right now I just spent a nice little portion of time explaining to you guys, who we owe this debt to and how we owe this debt and what's going on there. And now, we're gonna, use the second part of the program into figuring out how you can save your money, how you can get away from this debt. Okay, how you can actually, protect your wealth, create wealth that has nothing to do with this, okay? And how you can protect yourself, because guess what? When this system falls, there's going to be a lot of people that are millionaires on paper, and they're going to be, lost it all. They're going to be in negative millions in a minute. And there's going to be a lot of people that are, they owe millions, or they're going to be, very, very poor, like a lot of us. And overnight, we're going to be fucking millionaires, because we hold the real assets like gold, like silver, like Bitcoin, like Monero, and so on and so forth, all right? So right now, what I'm actually going to do real quick is I'm going to go through the chat, okay, because I want to see what you guys have to say. I see it's kind of moving up in there. So I'm going to play a little music, okay, and we're going to read the chat and go from there, all right? Shout out to everybody watching out there. Welcome, welcome. Oh, we got a lot of people in the chat. Man. Wow, I don't know if I'm going to be able to read this whole thing. Hold on. But I think I answered a bunch of questions. Alright, I think I answered a bunch of these questions. Okay, so Pedro says, Pedro brings up a good point. Pedro says, right now, he goes, the BIS, the Bank of International Settlements in Switzerland, is the boss hog with IMF and World Bank as their proxy debt collectors. Okay, now I want to ask you a question. Who created the IMF? All right? Who created the fucking World Bank? Anybody? Anybody? Hold on, let me see if anybody. No, wait, wrong one. Hold on, not that one. It might as well have been that one, but damn it, where the fuck is man, I got the worst hold on. Man, I thought I had a drum roll. I really thought I had a drum roll. I guess I don't have a drum roll. Oh man. I'm sorry, I'm like looking at my soundboard here. This is the worst. I really want my drum roll, damn it. Damn it. All right. So, okay. No, drum roll. Anyways, okay. So, who created the World Bank and the IMF? The United States government. Basically, not the government, but the Fed. okay? But the government, with the Fed, created those two entities, okay? So basically, again, the IMF and the World Bank created by the Fed, and the Bank of International Settlements, and there's a couple other banks. But yeah, basically right now at this moment in time, the Federal Reserve Bank of the United States, the Federal Reserve Bank, that is the boss hog, I think. More than anything else. All right, just reading the chat. Anyways, welcome to everybody out there. Welcome. Okay, so now we're going to talk about cryptocurrencies, all right? Because I already see somebody in there, shout out to JF, already, dropping his coin, his project, his whatever the fuck, okay? Look, this is how it's going to work, okay? I've said this a million fucking times, and I'm going to fucking say it again, all right? We have a lot of cryptocurrencies out there, all right? Tons of them, okay? We have a lot of crypto projects as well. But let's just stick to the currencies, okay? Because that's what we're talking about today. Money, currency, value, whatever. How it's people out there, okay? There's a lot of crypto nerds. I'm a crypto nerd, okay? Same as some of you guys out there. A bunch of crypto fucking nerds out there think, oh, we're only going to have one cryptocurrency to rule them all, meaning one Bitcoin. Bitcoin is going to be the money for everybody, or Dash, or RSV, or whatever the fuck. Look, man, if we fall into that, we might as well just fucking stick with the dollar. We might as well just stick with the same fucking system that we have already, okay? Just like, I forgot who said it, someone in the chat already said it, but basically said that, the U.S. government, a while ago, who was it, the CIA, who the fuck was it? Hold on, I want to get it right. And yeah, the NSA and our own the Pentagon basically came out with they're trying to figure out how to make a digital currency, how to create this, and who knows, maybe Bitcoin is the creation of our own government. But the point I'm making is that when we finally descend into full chaos and the dollar is not money anymore. A lot of fiat currencies around the world are not used as money anymore. People don't feel safe, with their gold and silver because, again, it's, this big silver coin is probably going to be worth so fucking much that a lot of people are not even going to feel safe, taking this out of their home and trading it for something because they're probably going to get shot. So that's where the crypto stuff comes in. So the point I'm making is that the open market, the free market, capitalism, is what's going to dictate, what's going to decide what is the cryptocurrency of the future, okay? What are we going to use in the future, okay? Whether it's Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Monero, Dash, Dogecoin, whatever the fuck, okay? That's, who's going to decide it? It's going to be decided by the people. And depending on where you are and what part of the world, and all of these fucking things, it's going to depend on what currency you're going to use. Just like right now, in Mexico, there's a Mexican peso. In the United States, we got the dollar. In Europe, we got the euro. In Africa, there's a bunch of, currencies, depending on the country you're in. Same as the Russian ruble, the Chinese yuan, the Japanese yen. And I could go on and on and on. Every country, in a sense, has their own currency. So, we're not going to go that deep as to every country is going to have their own cryptocurrency because that's not the route that we want to go down. But we are going to have a lot of cryptocurrencies like we have right now, and people are going to, choose the best one is best for them. So, for example, in places like Venezuela and places like in Central America, Dash has been the cryptocurrency of choice. In other parts of the world, it's been Bitcoin. In other parts of the world, it's been Dogecoin. In other parts of the world, and I can go on and on. And as all of this develops, as all of this grows, and as all of the dollar system falls, as we go into a brand new system, we go into a brand new paradigm, into a brand new everything, then we the people are gonna choose what is the best currency for us. Now, with the technology that we already have right now, let alone in the future, we're gonna be able to exchange all these coins like that. Again, we can do that right now. We can do that. We can exchange coins like that. So in the future, basically, you're going to go to a store, okay? That store is going to say, hey, we only accept Litecoin in this store. And you tell the guy, hey, I only have Bitcoin, or I only have Dogecoin, or I only have, and the guy's going to be like, no problem. This is how much, it's like, for example, all the prices are going to be in Litecoin, but they're going to say, hey, look, this is how much the price is in Dogecoin. And then you're going to be like, oh, okay, I have that much Dogecoin. And then you're going to pay with Dogecoin. It's going to go through an exchange. It's going to exchange a Dogecoin for Litecoin. And then they get their Litecoin. You spent your Dogecoin and everybody's fucking happy. And if you're going to be at Target or Walmart or, Sam's Club or whatever, guess what? Or Costco, then most likely they're going to give you a little bit of coinage and say, hey, thank you for your purchase. We're going to give you some Target coin. We're going to give you some Walmart coin. We're going to give you some whatever fucking coin. And they're just going to give it to you. And you're going to accumulate those coins. And if you go to Walmart a lot or Target a lot and you have a lot of those coins, you can use them there as money. If you only go to Walmart once and you got 100 Walmart coins and you always go to Target, doesn't matter. You go to Target and you say, hey, I got 100 Walmart points. What's the exchange rate to the Target points? And they're going to be like, oh, it's like 2 to 1. And they're like, all right, great, I'll take it. And then they'll take your Walmart coins, okay? You exchange them on that exchange. Somebody else wants a Walmart coins. You get Target coins that get transferred to Target, and you get to use, those points as Target coins now. And you get a discount on whatever the fuck you bought, a giant D. Vitamin D supplements. Fuck, man, fucking weirdos. Anyways, but you know what I'm saying. And so that's kind of like what's going to happen in the future. So, anyone out there that is just saying, oh, get this currency. This is the currency of the future. Buy this. It's going to be better than Bitcoin and better than this. You guys are missing the boat. You guys don't even understand money. You guys don't understand any of this shit. You got to be a fan of all of these fucking coins. You got to you want for every coin to succeed. In the future, we might be using Bitcoin Cash, okay? And that, I know. But we might, and we don't know that until we get there. It's going to be what's going to be the easiest of use. It's going to be what people want to use and shit like that, and one thing after another. Okay? All right? Honestly, from just business experience and everything, I think the coins that are going to rise above all the other coins are going to be the ones that actually provide something very useful. So, for example, Monero is 1 gazillion% private. Very useful. Other coins, like let's say Litecoin, they might be able to develop something about ease of use, meaning, or Dash. Dash is a very easy to use coin, and very easy to transfer, easy, quick, fast. And so that's it. If you're going to be buying coffee, you're probably going to want to pay with Dash or Dogecoin or Litecoin. You know what I mean? But if you're going to buy a car, you're probably going to want to use Bitcoin. And it's just, like there's so many fucking things. So many things, okay, involved here. So we got to be open to the fact that in order for us to, right now we think that we're living under capitalism. We think that we're living under freedom and liberty, but we're not. And that's the thing, we need to break from that paradigm. We know a lot of people are brainwashed and they don't even know that they're brainwashed. A lot of people think that they're woken up, that they're, they've already, reached that point of like, oh, I already went down the rabbit hole. I don't need to go any further. No, man, no. That rabbit hole is deeper than a black hole, okay? There's no stopping that, okay? So again, it's like you always got to be learning. You always got to be educating yourself. You always got to be you learn to did it. I mean, this is the truth. So all right, let's check out the chat for a second. Oh man, there's a lot of people chatting it up in there. All right, all right. So anyways, yeah, I want to give a shout out and a welcome to all of you guys out there. You guys are the best. But yeah, man, you know, like the thing about crypto, man, it's like everybody's always asking me about crypto and all this stuff. And the basic question that I ask people, first of all, is like, do you know the difference between money and currency? Do you understand why we need cryptocurrency? Do you understand what gold and silver are? And that's it. You know what I mean? First of all, if they know what the difference between money and currency, great. You know what gold and silver really are, what they're used for, why we need them, great. Once you get those concepts once you understand those concepts very well, then and only then can you understand Bitcoin and what that all implies. Because otherwise, if you don't even understand what the Fed is, if you don't understand what the debt is, if you don't understand what the money printing is going on, if you don't understand hyperinflation, if you don't understand any of this shit, then you're never gonna fucking understand crypto. Ever. And you're going to be one of the fucking suckers out there that's going to get wrecked while people like me and my fucking plastic horse get fucking rich, bitch. You know what I mean? And again, the same thing with silver and shit like that. So anyone out there that, that I talk to, because I talk to a lot of people all ages. And when people are like, hey man, I don't understand that Bitcoin stuff, but I'm a silver and gold stacker. I'm like, bro, don't worry, you're good. It's like you're good. Like the crypto stuff is for people that really, really want to keep going down the rabbit hole, and they really, plan on being here for a very long time, and surviving for a long time in this new future, new paradigm. If you just want to like survive and make it to the next round of this video game, then just, gold and silver, you're good, man. You're good. Don't worry about it. But if you want to fucking, keep going and you want to get to the final boss and you really want to fucking take it to the next level, then you really got to understand Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and what is a blockchain, what is, a decentralization, the decentralized finance, what is decentralized, why do you got to have a decentralized system, a peer-to-peer network, what is all this shit? Once you take it to that level, oh man, you know what I mean? Then you're going to be really prepared for the future, all right? And you're going to be really able to build and help build for the future. And that's where we're going, man. Oh, thank you, Michael Hips. Appreciate it, brother. Yeah. Thank you for making it rain. That's 40 pesos out here, man. That's 40. That's an Uber ride. You just paid me for an Uber ride, bro, to the supermarket. Probably a little further. Thank you. Appreciate it, bro. So, that's why, like, today, I wanted to talk about the fact that, like, what is the debt? Who do we owe this debt to? What is going on with these things? And why do we have to talk about this and not talk about, the civil unrest, not talk about the virus, not talk about all of these other fucking things? Because, the reality is that all of these things that are going on, we have no control over. But what we do have control over is ourselves. We have control over what we do. So right now, as the United States government and other governments of the world are raining money on people and giving all this money to people, what are you doing with it? Are you buying a PlayStation 5 or are you buying Bitcoin? Are you buying yourself, like a bunch of a brand new TV, or are you buying yourself some silver coins? You know what I mean? Are you buying yourself a new bicycle, or are you buying yourself, like, some water or some food or some fucking bullets? Again, depending on where you live, depending on the supplies you need. But the point is that the reality is most people should just be buying gold, silver, and cryptocurrencies. And the most important thing that you guys should be buying right now is time. And what do I mean by that? Well, the reality is that when you and me, well, not me, I work for myself, but when most people out there work for someone else, when you work for an entity, a corporation, a job, what happens is that you are trading your most valuable asset, the most valuable thing that you as a human have, you are trading it away for pieces of paper. I mean, that's just the reality of it. So you go every fucking day and you spend 8 hours, not including the 2 to 3 hours that you need to get ready, wake up, smoke your cigarette, your crack, whatever the fuck, commute to work, all of that shit that you got to do just to go to work to earn these fucking pieces of paper. That in turn, you're trading away the most valuable thing that you have for these pieces of paper that in turn go to pay for the same rent, the same car, all of the same things that you need in order to just get to that fucking job. So in a sense, you are already a slave because you earn just enough of these, okay, to pay for all those bills. And if you make enough of these and you get to save them, well, guess what? All that buys you is even more expensive bullshit that you got to pay for, because it's the way it is. It's the American way. It's the way society is run right now. And you just become a slave to this fucking thing, okay? And you work and work and work and work, and you just become a slave to this and nothing else but this, all right? And that's just the reality of what, the everyday man has to deal with right now. And so what goes on is that you trade away your most precious commodity, your most precious, valuable thing on earth, which is your time, away for these pieces of paper that is only going to be used to pay for a roof, to pay for food, to pay for all of these things that, if you really look at it, these are things that you should be able to provide for yourself. Like, for example, when a lot of people say, like, oh, how come people living in a small village in fucking buttfuck Egypt, whatever, are happier than, someone in the United States or Europe that has it all? Well, because at one point they traded their time to build their house. They traded their time to build and create what they have. And then after they did that, well, now they use their time to do whatever the fuck they want. Okay? And most people out there that work, well, guess what? You got to use your time, okay, to make these pieces of paper, okay, so that you can, in a sense, right, doing the quotation marks in the air, do whatever you want. But the reality is that you can't do whatever you want. Because if you work for, let's say, Progressive Insurance out there, and you're on Twitter, and you say the wrong thing, you're fired. In fact, your wife can say the wrong thing on Twitter. You're fired. In fact, you might think the wrong thing in the very near future. You're fired. I mean, that's the world that we're moving into. And it's like, what the fuck, And it's like, that's why a lot of people are scared of technology and scared of Bitcoin and scared of shit like that. But the same technology, the same fucking technology that is behind the cryptocurrency stuff, that is the same technology that is going to allow you to, let's say, think something. It propagates here on the phone, and it's private, peer-to-peer. Nobody knows about it. Nobody will ever have access to it, because not only is it on a blockchain, but it's a series of fucking numbers and letters so complicated that no one can understand what the fuck it is. The machines barely fucking understand what it is. The machines read it as just information, and then you can use that metadata, that data, to, again, not only is it encrypted, but then, you can use that data and actually sell it to these entities out there, and they just want that stuff so that they can sell you more things that you want to be sold, and nobody knows who you are, where it's going, none of that shit, man. And so, like I'm telling you, man, we're moving into a really awesome world, assuming that we are all educated to the point where we get to create it for ourselves with our own time, as opposed to trading our time for these pieces of paper so that we can build that system for the same slave masters to keep enslaving us. So right now, during this time of transition, instead of fucking watching Netflix all day and playing video games all day and playing with your fucking twiddling your thumbs, you should be out there educating yourself, trading your time for education, trading your time to fucking build the future that you need to build. Again, educating yourselves on what is gold, what is silver, why do you need them, what is the history, what is Bitcoin, what is crypto, what is this technology, why do we need it, and then finding out what your place is in this brand new future. Because if you're not building it, you're going to be, if you're not building it for yourself, if you are not the one out there with the blueprints building it, or you're not the one, doing something, guess what? You're going to be working for someone that is going to be doing that. All right? And, again, the whole paradigm keeps continuing. It's a circle. It just keeps spiraling and spiraling. As more people will find a way out of the system, out of enslavement, more people are going to just, dig themselves deeper into the enslavement. We see it right now with everybody, with the mask, with what's going on with society, whether it's the protests, whether it's what's going on with again, the virus situation, whatever the fuck is going on, whether it's a political situation. We're seeing that. I myself, the further I see this develop, the further away I'm backing away from it, and I'm realizing, man, you know what? I'm done. I'm just gonna do what I know I need to do, which is what I'm telling you guys right now, and removing myself from all that shit, because what the fuck can I really do about it? And again, knowing fully well that there's nothing that we, in a sense, can do about it unless we literally go to the fucking streets, revolution, and take it back by force. Until we do that, it's not going to happen. In fact, what is happening is that same energy that would be used to cause a revolution and take it all back, the reality is that they are turning that energy against ourselves, and we are fighting amongst each other or amongst these things. So whether it's in the crypto community talking about, oh, this coin is better than that coin, or whether it's in the civil society, when people are like, oh, black is better than white, or purple is better than red, or whatever the fuck is better than whatever the fuck. All right? Or my team is better than your team. My political party is better than your political party. Or my conspiracy theory is more valid than your conspiracy theory. Or my government talking point is more valid than your government talking point. As we descend further and further deeper into this chaos, then guess what? They are winning. They get to keep doing all of these things behind the scenes, which is creating more debt, accruing more debt, making us even more debt slaves. The further we go deeper down the hole, the harder it is to get out of it. Eventually, it's all going to come crumbling down. If you are not prepared, you are going to be caught with your pants down, and that's not how you want to be caught. Period. End of story. So, again, at the end of the day, if you're smart, you know how to get away from this debt. If you're not, then you're the one that's going to end up paying that debt, no matter what. Oh yes, because that debt is being paid, and is going to continue being paid by people all around the world. Because even after the dollar collapses, after this debt is null and void, well, guess what? That same debt is going to start getting accrued elsewhere, in another country, in another part of the world, aka China at this moment in time. And then now when China is, for example, I don't know if it's going to be China or not, I'm just taking an educated guess here, but when China finally does become the world reserve currency, well, guess what? They're going to be able to do what we're doing, and then we are going to be paying off that debt. Okay? And right now, China is in no fucking hurry to switch the system over, because they are still holding so many dollars that are just debt, and they're trading those dollars in for gold, for silver, for corporations, for land, for property, for you. Okay? That's what they're doing with those dollars. So they're not in a hurry to have the dollar end. They're trying to spend these things as quickly as possible, which is what I'm telling you to do as well. As you're getting your stimulus checks, as you're getting your government money from whatever way you're getting it, whether you're getting it from unemployment, whether you're getting it from a government loan, whether you're getting it from the stimulus package, however you're getting it, I would highly suggest to you guys that you guys reinvest that money into something tangible, something that is actually worth something. Again, like gold, physical gold, physical silver, and things like cryptocurrency. Now, this is not financial advice. It's just a guy with his horse talking here. You guys have to figure this out on your own. This is why I keep telling you guys need to educate yourself, and don't fucking take my word for anything. But the reality is that you guys need to start doing something if you haven't already. Okay? Basically, there's Twitter accounts out there that say, if you would have gotten your $1,200 stimulus check and traded it in for Bitcoin or gold or silver, this is how much it would be worth right now. And in all cases, it's worth more. Okay? Because again, every single day that goes on, this loses value. This gains value. Okay? No matter what you see here, even if you're seeing the price of Bitcoin go up and down, even if you're seeing the price of gold and silver, go up and down, the reality is that these are fake and phony and false prices. These are not the real prices. You should be doing everything humanly possible to buy at these prices, because you're never going to see these prices ever again. The reality is that, as we've discussed many times before, the real price of silver right now is right here, $3,618 per ounce. So this ounce of silver right now is worth $17.50 for 1 ounce of pure silver. The reality is that it is worth, you buy it and you make a $3,600 profit. Okay? Because that's the real value of that. All right? We're going to get to that in a second. All right? Give me 1 second. I got to take care of something off screen for 1 second. Hold on. Put a little Mega Man music. But we're going to talk about that in a second. Hold on. All right. Sorry, I just had to take care of something real quick off screen. I had to make sure I got my full attention on that. So, how do I work for myself? Well, all right, hold on. Let's just get into that one real quick, okay? Because everyone's always asking me. Okay, so look, guys, how I used to work for myself when I moved to Mexico is that man, where is it? Jeez, I don't even go to my own fucking website anymore. All right. So, basically what I do is that I own this. You know what I mean? I am a video producer, video creator, video editor, all that stuff. And so what I do is that, what I did, I don't really do this anymore. I just do it for myself. But, I create, videos. You know what I mean? Like I go to a place and I'll film a video for, your hotel, your business, for advertising, for Instagram, for all kinds of shit. So that's what I did, and that's what I was making money on for a while until I started making money on other things. You know what I mean? Now I make money during doing a lot of the consulting services that I do. A lot of helping people out here, and just other stuff. You know what I mean? So basically now I make my money on consulting. I used to make money in consulting a long time ago when I lived in Seattle. I'm doing that again because, now, people need that again. People were asking me about that, so then that's what I do. I do consulting, and that's where I make most of my money right now. So I started off with video editing. I used to be a chef way back in the day. I've done it all. I've done a lot of shit. So, for the most part, that's what I do now. And I do some video editing. I make money off of a few other things online. Basically, a lot of the things that I do, with YouTube and with, my stuff online, that's how I make money. But it took a lot of years for me to get here, okay? So, that's just what I do, all right? But again, let's just say that you want to move to Mexico, you can just get a job online, and now more than ever, you can work for like U-Haul, answering phone calls. You can teach people English across the world. There's a lot of things that you can do, okay? You just got to go on Google and say online jobs or whatever the fuck and find the job, okay? And that's it. And then you can do that while you save money, and then you figure out what you want to do with your life, and then you got to do that, all right? So I figured out that I like to talk a lot, and I like to teach people, and I like to do what I'm doing right now a lot. So I said, you know what? This is what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life. And at first, it wasn't paying the bills, and now it pays the bills. Now, again, if I was in the United States, I would not be paying the bills with what I'm doing. But since I live in Mexico, what I do is more than enough to pay the bills. In the United States, I would be living in the fucking streets. You know what I mean? There's no way that, you know what I mean, it's enough money. Out here, it's plenty of money. So, plus I live very humbly as well, you know. As you guys can tell, I live in a fucking barn with a horse, a communist horse, all right? Of all things, so. I'm reading Lucifer's comments there. Okay, that's a great question. Right now, Michael Hips is asking me, is Bitcoin like stocks? No, it's not. Like, hold on. A lot of these cryptocurrencies and crypto projects, they are like stocks, okay? So don't, yes. If you invest in, like, let's say EOS, or you're investing in Cardano, Chainlink, Stellar, Tron, these things are like stocks, okay? So buyer beware, but they're like internet stocks in the 90s. So buyer beware. You can make a lot of money and you can lose a lot of money. Ask people that have been around since 2017. Okay? Alright, so that's that. The reality is that what Bitcoin represents is what you need to learn about gold and silver, what you need to learn about money. You need to learn about what the difference between money and currency are. This is money. This silver coin is money. A piece of paper is currency. This is currency. Two different things, okay? This is not money. A dollar bill is not money. A dollar bill is currency. But anyways, you got to understand all that. That's why I got Mike Maloney and all that shit on here. Okay? Gold, silver. Go to his YouTube channel and watch The Hidden Secrets of Money, Volume 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Watch them all, okay? And he will teach you exactly everything I'm trying to tell you about money and the history of money and what you need to know, okay? But anyways, what Bitcoin represents, what Bitcoin is, it is a digital version of gold and silver. There is no digital version of gold and silver, okay? So Bitcoin is a digital version of gold and silver. Now, a digital version of gold and silver do exist, and in fact, they're called paper derivatives, okay? And that is why, these paper derivatives. So right now, if you buy gold physically, you have it in your hand. A lot of people, they're like, oh, I don't want to have this in my hand, so I'm going to go to the stock exchange and I'm going to buy silver as a stock. I'm going to buy a piece of paper. So basically, when you go to the stock exchange and you buy silver, a share of silver, they literally give you a piece of paper and say, here is your silver, and this piece of paper represents a actual coin. Now, there are so many pieces of paper, IOUs on silver, that is why the price is $17.50, which is insane. Now, if you eliminate, meaning you burn, you get rid of all this paper, which will happen when the system falls, when the system collapses, everything collapses, and so do all of these pieces of paper. Why? Because people, when the system collapses, they're going to go running to the stock market and say, hey, I don't want this piece of paper anymore. I want my silver. And then what are they going to say? We don't have the silver to give you for your piece of paper. And they're going to be like, well, what are you going to do about it? And they're going to be like, and they close the door and you're done. You're fucked. That's it. You know what I mean? What are you going to do? You're going to sue them? And guess what? They're going to be out of business. You're not going to. So you lose your money. And by the way, if you read the contract, they literally say, there's a stipulation there that, hey, if you lose your money because of something like that, they're not liable. So this is why you got to have physical. So what happens is that eventually, when all of the paper contracts disappear, okay, when all of the paper contracts disappear, then we get left with the real value of silver. And that is where, down here, you see the value of silver is $3,600. Because that is the value of silver without any paper derivatives. That is the value of silver in today's dollars, but only if all of the silver in the world is the only thing that existed. If there was no paper derivatives to go with it. If there was no paper, no contracts to go with it. Okay? So what Bitcoin is that it is a digital form. It is a brand new, again, you know how you have gold, silver, palladium, and all this other shit? Okay, so Bitcoin is another thing like that. Okay? What Bitcoin is that it's not a rock, but it is a technology. Okay? And I'm not going to get too deep into it because, again, you got to do your own research on that. But it is a technology, and the technology itself is what allows it to not be confiscated, to not allow it to be intercepted. It doesn't allow it to be anything. So right now, when you send Bitcoin, I get to send Bitcoin directly. It's peer-to-peer. No one can intercept it. Okay? No one can hack into it. I mean, look, anyone can hack into it. But again, if you use the right security measures, no one can take it ever from you. You can cross borders with it. So for example, if I have a lot of money in gold and silver and I want to send it anywhere, that's going to cost a lot of money. If I have a lot of US dollars or euros or any currency, it's going to cost a lot of money to send it. Assuming they even allow you to send it. So let's just say I got to pay an employee in Hong Kong. That money being wire transferred through a bank, first of all, they're going to ask me, well, first of all, who are you paying? Why are you paying them? It's going to cost you $1,000, to send the money. It's going to take 1 week to get there. We got to approve it over here. They got to approve it over there. Blah, 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 blah. Now, with the same token, with Bitcoin, I can literally pay my employee across the world in China, and they literally, get the money like that. Okay? And it crosses borders, crosses governments, crosses everything. It goes peer-to-peer. There's no intermediary, no middleman, no nothing. And they get that money immediately. Okay? So, and then they can go and exchange it for whatever. Okay? So, there's just so many things. So right now, let's say, like a lot of people ask me, it's like, oh, I want to leave the U.S. and I want to come to Mexico, but I have a lot of money in silver and gold coins, and they're not going to let me cross the border. What do you recommend I do, Jose? And I'm like, well, listen, man, I know you don't want to do this, but at this point, what you need to do is that you got to sell your silver and your gold. By the way, a lot of people want it now. You do that. Sell your gold and your silver, trade it in for Bitcoin or Monero or whatever, a crypto, and then cross the border. Once you're on the other side of the border, then you buy back your gold and your silver if you want to. Okay? So again, so a lot of things that go with crypto. It's a brand new paradigm shift. No bank can stop me. Right now, when I first got to Mexico, for the longest time, I did not have a bank account. I didn't have anything. I only had my Bitcoin. And I survived just fine. Because when you have Bitcoin, you are your own bank. And yes, they have been throughout the years, making it harder for people to access, Bitcoin and access. They make it easy, then they make it hard. They make it easy, they make it hard. But the reality is that the banks run the whole system. And what we need to do in order to get away from the banking system is that we need to create a more robust and stronger system that does not connect to the bank with cryptocurrency. And once we do that, it is game over for the banks. But we're not there just yet. We're almost there. So when you go to places around the world, like let's say Africa, Latin America, a lot of places around the world in which central banks are not there yet, there's no banks. And then all of a sudden you give the people an option. Hey, we got two options for you to keep your money digitally. You get to keep your money in this bank, which is going to steal it from you because you've already had past experiences with these entities and they're going to fucking just fuck you over. Or everybody has a smartphone now. We can just put your money on your phone and then you are your own bank. And guess what? You don't need a bank. You're the bank. You are the bank. You, the people, your system, your community, your village, your town, your city, you guys create your own ecosystem by just using the same currency or the same wallets or the same whatever. And guess what? You're never going to need a bank ever again. So right now the banks rule the world, but the reality is that there are billions and billions of people around the world that are unbanked. And now we're just going to fucking technology, meaning that, you know, you're going to give people the option to use a rotary phone or a smartphone. You're basically giving the people around the world that have no technology, very little access to technology, but they at the very least have access to the internet, and they have access to a smartphone, because again, you might go to the most buttfuck Egypt, most small little village in the middle of nowhere, and a lot of them have some sort of electricity, and they definitely have smartphones. So, but they're not going to have a bank. So all of a sudden, you're giving them the technology of banking, but you're giving them, again, two versions of the technology: the brand new technology, the brand new, which is cryptocurrency, or the old technology, which is like the telegraph. It's like, what the fuck? You know, you think people are going to use the telegraph? And the fact that they got to go through a middleman, and that their money's going to get taxed and taken away from them, and they got to do this and do that, and no, man, no, it's not going to work. All right. But with crypto, it will work. You know what I mean? Because again, it's like you don't have to trust anyone. You could just, it's trustless. You don't trust anyone. It's just like when you have this money, when you have a dollar bill in your pocket, like this piece of paper, you don't got to trust anyone. You already know this is worth something. It's valid. Other people, when you pay something with this, they're just going to take it. They're not going to be, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's not it's trustless, you know, unless you go into bigger bills. And even then, they're still going to fucking take it. All right? Unless you're George Floyd, right? Anyways, Anyways, sorry. So yeah, a little fucking morbid joke there. But yeah, man, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, that's why we need these things, you know, why we need to learn about these fucking things going into the future, going into this brand new paradigm, because either you learn about this shit or you're just going to get left behind, man. You're just going to get left behind, and all progress is always moving forward, whether you like it or not. All right? So it's, again, at one point, you're going to be using this cryptocurrency shit. So you might as well be one of the first ones on board. And a lot of people are like, oh, I'm late, I missed the boat. I'm like, no, man, no. Listen, 99% of the people around the world don't understand what this shit is yet. You're still early. 99% of the people around the world don't understand what the fuck dollars are, what the fuck currency is. What makes you think that they understand this shit? It's still early, guys. Trust me, very fucking early, okay? So, all right, let me see the chat. Let's see where we're at here with the chat. I never heard of BitNovo, man. And again, look, guys, look. Please, don't look at me as the only shrine for information. There's a million fucking things out there. You got to do your own research and your own homework. What I use is that, like, I use other things. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that I use in order to purchase Bitcoin. But when it comes to BitNovo, I never really heard of it or used it. Yeah, the KYC thing is becoming a bigger thing all around the world. KYC is know your customer. That means that in order for you to purchase Bitcoin or acquire Bitcoin, you need to give them your passport, your government ID, your ID. Now, yes, in some cases, there's heavy KYC, but in other cases, there's no KYC. So it just all depends. You know, in Argentina, I got friends out there I'm trying to do business with, and this super crazy heavy KYC over there. So it's just, you know, we're moving away from all this. You know, we're learning. You know, one of the things that I'm actually doing, Lucifer, is I'm buying a lot of Monero. I'm moving into Monero because the way I see Monero now is the way that Bitcoin was before we even had Coinbase, or in the early days of Coinbase. So, you know, it's more like, I think we're going to be moving more in that direction, more in the privacy direction and shit like that. And, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, again, you know, a lot of that KYC is fucking shit up, but, you know, I don't got to deal with no KYC when I'm fucking dealing with Monero. You know what I mean? So I think that, yeah, we're moving more in that direction. You know what I mean? Like Monero, because, you know, when Bitcoin Cash, you know, Roger Ver says, oh, yeah, this is the real cash. You know, this is how Satoshi envisioned it. You know, the reality is that Satoshi just envisioned everybody having freedom and liberty and autonomy with their currencies, all right, and their value systems. That's really what he envisioned, more than anything else, I think. And we don't know. We really don't know what the fuck he envisioned. But the point is that if he's really envisioning some sort of cash, then it would be more like Monero, straight up. You know what I mean? So untraceable money, untraceable fucking currency. So that's why I think Monero is going to be the next one to really pop off. I think Monero is going to be it. And Monero has the same amount of coins. A little fun fact: Monero has the same amount of coins as Bitcoin. Okay, a little less actually. It says like 1 million less. So, but around the same. So I would say, Monero, man. Monero priced at 65 right now. It's a big buy. All right, I would definitely. But again, getting into Monero, that is not for the weak of heart. Monero is super advanced. That is for, you know what I mean? You got to already know what the fuck you're doing when it comes to all this other shit before you deal with Monero. Because I know what I'm doing, and still Monero is a little tricky. Not tricky, but definitely, it's not Bitcoin. I'll tell you that. It's not that easy, all right? But I remember back in the day when Bitcoin was extremely hard to use. You know what I mean? So, I think that's how Monero is now, and it's slowly, bettering its user interface. So... So again, guys, I see a lot of you guys are asking me for advice in the chat. I'm just going through the chat real quick. You guys are like, oh, how much should I hold in cash? How much should I hold in this? I don't know, man. Everyone is different. But you got to have some cash for when the shit hits the fan. When you have gold and silver, when you have that amount, a lot of like $60,000 worth of gold and silver, well, how the fuck are you going to move it? How are you going to use it? There's a lot of things that you got to answer for yourself. And how can you really answer it? You got to look at, other, YouTubers. You got to read a lot. You got to educate yourself and see what others are doing in your position. And again, look at my stories, you know what I mean? As examples of what you could do. At the end of the day, if you know my story from a long time ago, I traded in a lot of my gold and silver for crypto. And because I did that, I got saved, you know what I mean? Because a lot of, not only did I lose everything because of I got caught up in the system, but again, someone just came along out of nowhere and stole all of my shit, and that included a lot of my physical gold and silver. But because I had already traded a lot of it for crypto, and when I was mining crypto, mining Bitcoin, I was saved because of that. Otherwise, I would have been probably gone a long time ago, many years ago. So yeah, man, you know what I mean? Everyone is different, and you got to figure out what is right for you, the individual. And by the way, like I see right now, Astra Rap is asking me how I can help. Again, email me. All right. Look, I'll say it right now. I have a flat rate of $25 an hour, and that basically covers all kinds of shit. So it's $25 donation, okay, an hour, okay, because we gotta say it like that live on air, okay. That's why I don't really talk about the amount. I rather prefer you guys talk to me in person. In private, shit like that. But that's basically what it comes down to, and that it covers everything. That covers everything. All right. No matter what it is, if you need help moving out here, if you need consulting help, if you need help, buying something, setting something up, whatever you could possibly think. You know what I mean? You're out here. You need translating services, whatever the fuck you need. That's kind of like that's what I charge. Okay. What my donation is. Okay. That's how we work it. Okay. So you guys set up, I set up a retainer. You set up, donations in there, and then I work off of those donations. All right. And that's it. And I help you guys with whatever you need. And again, it all depends on who you are out there. You know what I mean? And what you need and how much help you need and all that good stuff. All right? Let me see. So yeah, guys, we had a long. How long have we been on there? Oh, an hour and a half already. All right, pretty good. I think we're gonna. I'm gonna ask you guys out there for any questions, anything you guys want me to talk about, anything you guys want me to answer, anything like that, and we're gonna go from there. Otherwise, I'm gonna start. Start ending this motherfucker. I got a birthday. We gotta celebrate. It's Christian's birthday today. We're also celebrating 3,000 subscribers. I keep forgetting, man. Keep forgetting that we're at 3,000 subscribers already. Holy shit, what a fucking journey it's been, man. I can't believe we're already here. 3,000 subscribers later, man. Wow. But yeah, a lot of people, ask me, it's like, oh, how can they, pay me for my services out here? There's a million ways. Again, wire transfer, Cash App, Bitcoin, there's a million things that, we always work out, okay? So it's not a big fucking deal. Right now, the way the system is running on, again, it's literally falling apart. So as it's falling apart, it needs to be as liquid as possible. So they're all of a sudden, like I went from not having a bank account and they not allowing me on the system to all of a sudden them, giving me credit cards, allowing me to use the system, giving me bank accounts, not just credit cards and all this other shit. So yeah, you know what I mean? That's how you know the system's in trouble. You know what I mean? Like, so major trouble. But again, it's you can use that to your advantage. Otherwise, the system's gonna eat you alive, guys. This is straight up facts. Thank you, Pedro. Thank you, brother. Shout out to Pedro. Shout out to Astrate. Shout out to Lucifer. Shout out to Elko. Shout out to the Marlin. Shout out to everybody. Dale. Yeah, so for gold and silver, if you guys want to buy gold and silver, I would suggest you guys go to, let me see. You go to goldsilver.com. That is Mike Maloney's place, okay? Goldsilver.com, very, very highly creditable place. Go to jmbullion.com. And again, you got to go to all these websites, check out the prices, check out what they got, what you want to buy, all that shit. I would highly suggest to just buy bullion. You know what I mean? Like buy bullion coins. Don't pay too much more over spot price. Okay. So right now, let's say, what is a spot price? Spot price is, hold on, what was it? 1750, I think it was. Yeah, 1750. So let's say 250, 350. Okay. So don't pay more than $21. $21 per coin. 22 tops. You know what I mean? Is what I would pay. But again, I know prices have been increasing a lot. Okay. So I don't know. But see, look, there you go. $3.89 over spot. So that's $4. Let's just say $4. So you're going to be paying $4 over that. So you're going to be paying $21.53. So, okay. So $21.50. $21.50 for a coin. That's great. Okay. So, again, JM Bullion. But again, don't be buying a coin that's like $40 for the coin, because at the end of the day, when the shit hits the fan, you're not going to be getting the extra premium value for that coin. No. People just want the metal value, the pure metal value. That's it. So right now, that's why you just buy, you know what I mean? Like this coin is great. It's just a little bit over spot. When I buy my Libertards out here in the bank, they're just about, again, the same amount over spot. Okay? Give or take. So JM Bullion, and what's the other one? JD Bullion, I think. Is it JD Bullion or... Oh, SD Bullion. So JM Bullion, SD Bullion, and Gold Silver. Okay? Goldsilver.com. Okay? Those are the ones I would highly recommend, all right? So look at this, 48-hour sale, 1 ounce American Eagles, random year, while supplies last. $6 over spot. Wow. So an American Eagle, $6 over spot, so that would make it $23.50. It's not bad. Not bad. So anyways, but yeah, educate yourselves more on what all this stuff is, okay? And for anyone that's in the United States right now, and I think in some parts of Canada and Europe, buy Bitcoin using something like the Cash App would be the best way, easiest way. Okay? But I think that's it, guys. Yeah, Lucy, no worries. Lucy, I think we're going to get together soon, okay? Don't worry. In a few days, all right? Promises. This is... But I think that's it. I think everybody's dropping off already. It's time to get going. I gotta get the birthday celebrations going over here too. You already know the deal. All right, guys. So, guys, anyways, I really hope you guys enjoyed today's show. I really hope you guys enjoyed the program, enjoy the channel. You already know what to do. Please like, please subscribe, please hit that bell icon so you never miss any one of my uploads, any one of my live streams. Go to my other channel. In fact, just go to my website. Okay, josearteaga.com, and check me out there. All right, where you're gonna find all the links to everywhere where I'm at. You can stay. If you leave your email down at the bottom, meaning if you sign up to the email website subscription thing, I'm just collecting emails for the day in case one day something happens to the channel, something happens to the whole thing here, and I got to get in contact with everybody and shoot an email and say, hey, I'm over here now, I'm not on YouTube anymore, or something like that, okay? But regardless, I have another channel on YouTube. Check that out. I'm on BitChute, I'm on Library, Discord. I got the podcast. We recorded something last night. We're going to record something tomorrow night. We're always fucking uploading there. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter, you got my email there, and so on and so forth, guys, all right? So please, check me out there, always stay tuned, please, hit that bell icon more importantly than anything else, so that way you always know when I'm dropping something, all right? Dropping it like it's hot. And I think that's it, guys. I think we're going to end it there. Thank you so much for joining me today, Lucifer. Thank you, Astarate. I can't say your name, no sé por qué. Thank you, Marlon. Thank you, Dale. Thank you, Lucy. Thank you, Pedro. Thank you, Elko. Thank you, everybody out there. Love you guys. You guys are the best. Don't forget to, please, just stay awesome, all right? Just stay awesome, all right? Have a great, amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye. Thanks for watching.